Welcome, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for connecting today to learn about this topic that I am so passionate about. So let's start 7:03. Thank you, Lisa from Farm Animal Rights Movement, for inviting me to this amazing topic that I'm going to share with you today. And before we start, I would like to present myself properly. My name is Ana Quiroga from 108 Wellness. I'm a wife and a mother of 2 athlete girls. They are my greatest inspiration to continue learning about these topics to help them with their health. I did most of my studies in Asia. I was certified in Ayurvedic medicine, yoga instructor, and Reiki Master when I lived in Singapore. And then I studied nutrition and functional medicine at FM University and Chinese medicine while I was living in Shanghai. Last year, I had the opportunity to work in China in a wellness retreat, designing detox programs, weight management, immune system, meditation, and yoga programs. And currently, I have my practice in Washington, D.C., serving patients with hormonal, autoimmune, thyroid, stress, and weight issues. And my main focus is on 3 detox programs, one for individuals, another one for social, like group of friends that want to get healthier together, and for corporations. And initially, what got me into the alternative medicine world was my own health. 18 years ago, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune condition to the thyroid called Hashimoto's. And just so you know, autoimmune conditions cannot be cured, but you can put them into remission. And not finding answers with conventional medicine doctors, I decided to study functional medicine to treat my condition from the root cause. And thankfully, years after, I was able to put my condition into remission. So what I'm going to share with you today is from the point of view of functional medicine. And in functional medicine, we see the relationship between all the body systems, because in the end, the body works holistically. Functional medicine addresses the root cause rather than the symptoms. So let's look at these 10 golden rules. Number 1, remove toxins. Every day we are exposed to toxins from the food that we eat, the water that we drink, the air that we breathe, even the products that we put on our skin. And toxins have been connected to conditions like heart disease, cancer, hormonal problems, brain problems, even weight gain. And this is because toxins like to live in the fatty tissue of the body. So if you don't flush out your toxins, it's very difficult to lose weight. So here I recommend to my patients a 4-week detox program to help the body do its natural detoxification process. So during the first week, the pre-detox, we eliminate inflammatory foods like gluten, dairy, alcohol, caffeine, processed sugars. The second week, the juice cleanse consists of 7 days of juices, soups, and some salads. And each juice has specific combination of ingredients that help detoxify, let's say, your liver, your kidneys, your pancreas, etc. It's like putting Drano to your system, flushing out all those toxins. During the 3rd week, the post-detox, we start introducing each food group little by little. And once your system is so clean, you react very quickly to any new food you add to your diet. Here, I recommend my patients to keep a journal. Because, for example, sometimes you feel tired after a meal, you feel tired or bloated or gassy, but you ate so many things, you don't even know what caused those symptoms. Here, after the juice cleanse, your system is so clean, and then you start adding one by one each food group, and you react so quickly, you immediately know what was that caused those symptoms. During the 4th week, we talk about detox of the mind and the products that we put on our skin. Because, you know, our skin is the largest organ that we have, and everything we put on our skin gets absorbed, goes to the liver, and then the liver has to deal with all these toxins. So here I teach how to read labels of skincare products and how to choose healthier options. And then stress. Stress is a toxin. So here we talk about simple stress management techniques. Benefits that you can feel after a detox is more energy, sleep better, reduce inflammation, weight loss, speed up your metabolism. Actually, this is like a reboot for your metabolism. Number 2, heal your gut. Our gut health is so important to the overall function of the body. Gut health has an impact in our sleep, our mental health, energy levels, nutrition, digestion. Our gut is home to trillions of beneficial microbes that make up our microbiota. And numerous studies show that reduced bacterial diversity is associated with many conditions, including obesity, for example. An imbalance of the intestinal environment, what's called dysbiosis, causes intestinal permeability, or what we know as leaky gut, and if untreated, can give us chronic inflammation that then would lead to insulin resistant, hypertension, diabetes, etc. So we need to feed our gut microbiome with probiotics, fermented foods like kimchi, tofu, kombucha, sauerkraut, tempeh, natto. If you buy a supplement, a probiotic supplement, look for lactobacillus, bifidobacterium, for example. Then we need to add prebiotics, the food for the probiotics like garlic, onions, artichokes, asparagus, dandelion roots. Remove processed sugars and food that harm the microbiome. For example, sugar feeds the bad bacteria. Avoid allergens and food intolerance triggers like gluten, genetically modified products, vegetable oils that are so inflammatory. And add anti-inflammatory foods like berries, turmeric, leafy greens, and healthy fats like avocado, coconut oil, nuts and seeds, and olive oil. Number 3, address nutrient deficiencies, because it can impact our physical and mental health in negative ways. And specifically, I'm talking about micronutrients. Vitamins and minerals. Vitamins that's so important for energy production, immune function, and minerals for growth, bone health, fluid balance, and more. And some common deficiencies I see in some vegans, not everyone, but some in my practice is 1, lack of calcium. So try to eat more seaweed, mushrooms, fermented foods, nutritional yeast, or supplements, or tofu, calcium, leafy green sesame seeds, dry fruits, and tofu. Tofu is really, really rich in calcium. And then B12, like seaweeds, mushrooms, fermented foods, nutritional yeast, and supplements like B12. And then also I see a lot of lack in omegas, like you can add more walnuts, chia seeds, flax seeds, and pumpkin seeds, for example. And here in my practice, I recommend this supplement that is called Juice Plus. Juice Plus is a concentrated whole food-based nutrition from more than 30 fruits, vegetables, berries, grains, and omegas. 100% vegan, no artificial colors, non-GMO produce, no sweeteners, gluten-free, and kosher. And I love these omegas because do you know that fish have omegas because they eat the algae? Juice Plus skipped the fish and went to the root to produce these omegas, algae, the true source of omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, with some other additional fatty acids that come from pomegranate seeds or raspberry seeds, tomato seeds, safflower seeds. Another reason I recommend this supplement in my practice is because of all the clinical research. More than 40 independent clinical studies done in humans, not animals, conducted at leading hospitals and universities around the world. Actually, we have some done here at University of Maryland, but some others in Japan, UK, Canada, Australia, etc. Published in peer-reviewed scientific journals showing a wide range of health benefits in cardiovascular health, chronic inflammation, lung health, skin health, weight management, immune function, and many more. Actually, the one that was done here in Maryland, University of Maryland, was to prove how taking these capsules, Juice Plus capsules, can lower your cholesterol levels. And then macronutrients, proteins. And as vegans, we want to pay closer attention to the types of protein sources we consume, because most plant-based foods are incomplete proteins. And being incomplete doesn't mean plant-based foods are low in protein. No, you can get plenty of protein from plants, but almost every plant-based food is low in one or more essential amino acids that your body needs to thrive. But what are amino acids? Amino acids are building blocks of protein. Our body needs them to make the protein structures that build and maintain the tissues in the body. And there are 20 amino acids, of which 9 are essential. That means the body cannot produce. So as long as you eat protein from a variety of sources every day, you'll be just fine. Because just so you know, animal proteins contain every single one of these essential amino acids. That's why they're called complete proteins. Plant proteins are a little bit different. Each plant that you eat has a different amino acid profile. For example, grains and cereals like rice, oats, wheat are extremely low in lysine. If your diet is mainly grains and cereals, you won't get enough lysine, which is essential for gut health, tissue repair, hormones, or prevent diabetes, for example. However, legumes like peas, dry beans, and lentils contain a lot of lysine, but legumes aren't good sources of cysteine, that we need them for having a beautiful hair or healing from a surgery or a burn. So as long as you eat some grains and some legumes, you'll get enough of these essential amino acids. And grains and legumes are called complementary proteins because when you combine them, you get all these essential amino acids. The same happens with nuts and seeds. They are also complementary to legumes because they contain cysteine, methionine, tryptophan. And so, you know, you don't need to eat complementary proteins together in every meal. No, as long as you get a variety of proteins throughout the day, you'll get ample amounts of each amino acid. And then we have soy. Soy is one plant protein that contains all essential amino acids. That's why it's called a complete plant-based protein. So you can find it in tempeh, tofu, soy milk, edamame. Always try to buy non-GMO soy products. And then amaranth, quinoa, buckwheat, spirulina, hemp seeds, and chia seeds are also complete proteins. So adding any of these foods along with combining your other proteins will help you get all your essential amino acids for the day. So with these combinations, I got you some menu ideas. For example, spinach salad with chickpeas and sunflower seeds, peanut butter on sourdough bread or sprouted bread, lentil pasta with peas, black beans with corn tortilla, rice and beans, quinoa with peas and mixed veggies, and then Juice Plus protein powder. And I love this protein powder because it has all the amino acid profile. It's made out of a non-GMO water-washed soy, but it also has pea protein, chickpea protein, and many superfoods like spirulina, mushroom powder, broccoli sprouts, radish sprouts, amaranth, quinoa, and it's also fortified with B12. There are chocolate, vanilla flavor, there's a berry flavor too, and they're delicious. Another way I add more nutrients into my diet is with my tower garden. This is an aeroponic system that where you can grow very easily your own fresh, nutrient-rich food without soil. And I grow my own kale, spinach, arugula, Swiss chard, celery, parsley, tomato, eggplants, basil, mint, oregano, thyme, peppers, edible flowers, even strawberries. You can even grow strawberries. And the best thing is that you can grow during the winter time too with these LED lights. So during the summer, I have it outside in my patio. During the winter, I put it inside my house with LED lights. And I'm actually saving money by not buying in the supermarket. And fresher, impossible. And besides, I feel very happy because I'm helping the environment by using 98% less water than traditional gardening. And also not using all these plastic packages that sometimes when we buy things in the supermarket, they come with all this plastic. Okay, number 4, avoid glucose spikes. A balanced blood sugar level is the key to hormonal and mental health. And today we're going to focus on this hyperglycemia. We won't see hyperglycemia can be caused by an autoimmune condition autoimmune cause that's called type 1 diabetes. We won't see, that's a separate topic. We will not talk about that today, but we'll focus on the lifestyle when it's caused because of lifestyle choices that can lead us to type 2 diabetes. And so let's see how it works. But before seeing how it works, let me tell you, carbs are an important part of a healthy diet. Everyone needs carbs, including people with diabetes. Carbs provide the fuel you need to get through the day, but we need to make healthy choices and we need to keep that blood sugar in balance. So we're going to see how. So each time that we eat carbs, the body, and it doesn't matter if it's simple carbs or complex carbs, simple carbs like soda or cookies or white bread, or complex carbs like a fruit, vegetable, and grains, whole grains. Every time we eat these carbs, the body converts them into glucose and the pancreas releases the hormone insulin to lower these blood glucose levels. So one of the insulin functions is to regulate these sugar levels. But another function is also the insulin decides if this energy, this glucose, is going to be used as energy, or is it going to be stored as fat? That excess is going to be stored as fat. Actually, the insulin is also known as fat storing hormone. So insulin resistance insulin is a response to glucose. Glucose spikes should be avoided. The constant ups and downs of glucose, the more fat is stored. The more stable the glucose, the more fat we burn. So for example, in the morning, you have for breakfast a coffee and a bagel or a toast with jam. And then glucose goes up, the pancreas liberates insulin to lower that glucose. And then mid-morning, you're hungry and you have a snack. So there goes up and down, and then it's time for lunch, up and down. And then mid-afternoon, you eat again, and then at night for dinner again. So this roller coaster of ups and downs, that's what makes us store this insulin as fat. The more stable we have it through the day, the more fat we burn. So we're going to see some tips on how to get our glucose stable throughout the day. But what happens when the cell no longer responds to the insulin and it continues to be produced? We become what is called insulin resistant. And insulin resistance is a defense mechanism that protects our tissue from injury caused by excess of sugar. And when we are insulin resistant, the energy no longer enters the cell and we feel tired, hungry, and anxious. But what happens with this energy? How does it store? First, in the muscle. It gets stored as glycogen. But in the muscle, we have very limited space. Imagine like we have a cup and it gets full. And once it gets full, it goes to the liver. And then in the liver, it gets stored as we call fatty liver. But we also have a limited space in the liver. And then from there, it goes to the fatty tissue and it gets stored as triglycerides. But guess what? The fatty tissue is, we have unlimited space. We can store and store and store fat all the time. So insulin resistance is the main reason why people can't lose weight, because their body isn't able to burn fat anymore. And what are some signs or symptoms of insulin resistance? First, abdominal fat, then fatigue after eating, getting up to go to the bathroom many times throughout the night. For example, you feel like you want to go to the bathroom, but the reason you are waking up is because you had a hypoglycemia. That means that you had a drop in your sugar blood, and that's what makes you got up, and then you feel like you need to go to the bathroom. And then when I said fatigue after eating, if you are one of those persons that you have a meal and you need to take a nap, it could be that you have insulin resistance. Then elevated triglycerides or an high blood pressure could be a sign of insulin resistance. And then what diseases can it be caused by insulin resistance? Overweight and body fat, type 2 diabetes. We know it's chronic, but it's reversible. And with the things that I'm going to show you today, you can learn how to reverse your insulin resistance and your type 2 diabetes. Cardiovascular disease, hormonal imbalances, especially the thyroid. There is a big connection between thyroid and glucose production. Cognitive diseases, we know now Alzheimer's is known as type 3 diabetes. Migraines, anxiety, depression, neuropathy, because excess of sugar damages the nerves, and then cancer. You know, cancer cells feed on sugar, and I'm very shocked when I have many patients that I treat that have cancer, that they come to me to have a nutrition protocol while they are doing the chemotherapy. And they tell me, you know, in the hospital, they gave me Pediasure, and they told me to drink Pediasure, and I can't believe it. Pediasure is a bomb of sugar. How can they give you that? Because it's so well known, cancer cells feed on sugar. But I hear it and hear it more often. Okay, so now let's look at some glucose hacks. What can we do throughout the day to maintain our glucose in level? First thing, have a high protein breakfast. Start with a high protein breakfast. And we are going to see some examples in the next slide. 2, add close to your simple carbs. Dress them with fat and protein. For example, if you're going to have a rice cake, don't have it by itself. Put some peanut butter on top or some avocado. That protein and fat is going to act like it's going to put like a break in your blood sugar, and so you don't have that huge spike of sugar. Then the order is very important. Start with your veggies, fiber. Then eat your protein and fat, and at the end, leave your simple carbs and fruit. Number 4, take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water before your meals. This is going to help you to lower that curve of sugar. Next one, move after eating. Walk at least 10 minutes after each meal. It's very different how your blood sugar is going to react if you eat and stay maybe working in front of the computer or in front of the TV. But if you go out quickly or do any housework, anything that makes your muscles move, your muscles are going to use that energy to move instead of storing that as fat. Next one, eat fruit as dessert instead of a snack. And this, what I mean is, some people start the day with fruit, with an empty stomach. It's good sugar, the sugar that we have in the fruit, but it's going, because your stomach is empty, it's going to have a big spike on your blood sugar. But if you eat that same fruit after you have breakfast, or after you have lunch, or you have, maybe you want to have a piece of cake or a cookie or something sweet, and you say, no, I already have lunch, I don't feel hungry anymore, I'll keep it as my snack, afternoon snack. Don't do that, because it will give you a very high spike in your blood sugar, because your stomach will be empty. But if you have it after your meal, when you already had some protein, some fiber, some fat, the spike won't be that high. Next, don't snack in between meals, like the same thing we are talking about. Give your gut a rest. It's better to have 3 proper meals that you feel satisfied, or if you do fasting, intermittent fasting, maybe you do only 2 meals, but instead of snacking all day long, it will give you that roller coaster in your sugar, and those ups and downs, that's what makes you insulin resistant. And then stress and lack of sleep can affect glucose more or the same as food. And because one image says more than 1,000 words, let's look at these images. So we were talking about eat your fruit as a snack. Don't eat it as a snack, rather as a dessert. And in the first picture, you can see our sugar needs to stay in the green section. So if you eat it as a snack, you can see you're in an empty stomach, your blood sugar will rise more than if you eat it after you have your meal. Then apple cider vinegar. Take 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar before your meals. And the apple cider vinegar is the one that's unrefined, that says with the mother, because these are digestive enzymes that are going to help you with that sugar spike. The same is if you eat chocolate, or if you eat something high in carbs, like you see that second example, the impact is very different. Then put close to your carbs. And this is what I mean. If you are going to eat rice, well, put some beans, or if you're going to eat a rice cake, put some peanut butter or avocado, any fat or protein that's going to help you do like a break, put a break on that blood sugar. And then the order. In this case, the first person had the pasta first, and then the fiber, the veggies. And in the second, you can see the veggies first, and then the pasta. And the curve of the blood sugar is not that high. Then walk. This person in the first place had rice poke bowl and stayed sitting down, or the same rice poke bowl, and you go and walk at least 10 minutes, very different in your sugar. Or if you eat a cake, well, don't eat a cake and stay sitting down. Go run, go on a hike, burn that energy. And then we talked about stress, the difference about being stressed or not being stressed. Your sugar has the stress has an impact in sugar levels, the same as when you don't sleep properly. And this last one is, I want to share with you, when you eat a complex carb, let's say a sweet potato, rice, quinoa, if you cook the sweet potato and then eat it, you can see the spike goes up, the sugar goes up. But if you let it cool down, you cook it, you let it cool down for an hour, then you can reheat it if you want and eat it, you see that the spike is not as that high. And this is because there is some chemical reaction happening that's called resistant starch, that acts like fiber, more fiber, and we prevent that glucose spike. So next time that you eat, maybe the rice is better, the rice the day after than the day that you cook it. So the truth is that we all should eat as if we had insulin resistance to avoid chronic inflammation. Okay, number 5, hydration. 60% of our body is water. And for every system to work right and for the cells to work at their best level, we need to stay hydrated. And dehydration can reduce the body's capacity to do work by 30%. And if you're someone that does exercise or you are an athlete, being dehydrated can decrease your performance in 30%. That's a lot. That's a difference between getting in a race in first place or second place if you are dehydrated. So as a general rule of thumb, we should be drinking minimum of half your body weight in ounces daily. For example, a person that weighs 100 pounds needs 50 ounces of water daily, but this is just to maintain healthy cell function. If you do exercise, you need more water, you need to increase. If you drink coffee, you need to increase your water consumption because coffee dehydrates the body. And then number 6, sleep. Sleep plays a significant role in almost every system of the body. Insufficient sleep increases risks in heart health, in your mental health. It can even make us gain weight, lack of sleep. It can disturb our hormones, our blood sugar levels. So I recommend a sleep hygiene a protocol, a pre-bed routine, 30 minutes winding down before you go to bed, unplug all electronics, use relaxation methods, maybe put some white noise, do some meditation, put some essential oils like lavender oil on your pillow. This is going to give a cue to your brain that's time to sleep and wind down. Reduce alcohol and caffeine late at night. Have an early dinner. It's better to eat 2 or 3 hours before going to bed. Set a cool, comfortable temperature and blackout light. If you don't have heavy curtains, maybe use an eye mask, because when we don't see the light, our brain starts producing this neurotransmitter called melatonin. And this melatonin is going to help us sleep better. But if you are a person that sleeps with the TV on or a light on, our brain starts creating a serotonin. That means it's wake-up time. I see light is wake-up time. So then you won't rest very well. So everything is better to have all blackout. Number 7, exercise. Your lifestyle impacts the diversity of your gut microbiome, and exercise training alters the composition and functional capacity of the gut bacteria independent of the diet. This is amazing. And moderate exercise has positive effects on reducing inflammation, reducing intestinal permeability, improving the body composition. So move your body 30 minutes per day. It doesn't matter what you do what you like, if it's cycling, running, lifting weights, yoga, swimming, hiking, walking, any exercise is very important, but it's also important for detoxifying our bodies. We liberate toxins while we do exercise too. Number 8, stress management. And more research shows that chronic stress impacts the body physically and mentally in ways similar to poor diet, lack of sleep, and sedentary lifestyle. And chronic stress can lead to heart disease, diabetes, mental disorders, digestive disorders, even cancer. And let's face it, the stress we face today isn't going anywhere, which is exactly why it's more important than ever to find natural ways that work well for us. And we can't always control sources of stress in our lives, but we can change how we react to them. One of the best stress relievers available for us is exercise, a natural remedy for anxiety because it releases these powerful endorphin chemicals in the brain, which act like mood lifters, even as painkillers, body painkillers. Yoga has been shown to have similar benefits, reinforcing the mind and body connection, improving how people feel, how people sleep, controlling anxiety. Then we have meditation. Meditation is a proven stress reliever that has been used literally thousands of years to improve well-being and connection to others. But today, it's actually backed up by science as well. And best of all, it can be practiced conventionally, anytime, anywhere that you want. Breathing exercises, mindfulness, being aware, being present of all our daily activities, as simple as going on a walk and using your 5 senses. That's meditation too. So next time you go on a walk, take a deep breath, look at the sky, start going through your senses. What can I see? The sky, the trees, now they're turning, the leaves are turning orange. What do I feel on my skin? Do I sense any smell? Use all your 5 senses. Being aware with your senses is meditation too. Then mindful eating. Mindful eating involves paying more attention to our food and increasing sensual awareness and experience of a meal. How many times do we eat in front of a computer and we don't even know what we're putting inside our mouth, or in front of the TV? But what if next time when you have a meal or you go to a restaurant, you use your 5 senses? You start looking at your plate. What beautiful colors or decorations can I see? I sense the smell, then you try it. What's the texture, the taste, and then you swallow. That's meditation too, because you are present, you are aware of the present moment. And then positive thinking. You know, positive thinking strengthens our immune system. There are many research papers done in emotions, and one important part of our immune system includes natural killer cells, or NK cells. These lymphocytes play an important role in killing the bad guys, the bad microbes. And guess what? These important NK cells actually respond to your mood. The most important emotion to boost these NK cells is laughter. So when you're feeling good, optimist, and happy, your NK cells multiply exponentially. So laugh, laugh, laugh a lot. Okay, next, number 9, connection. Connections matter. Strong ties with family, friends, and the community provide us with happiness, security, support, and a sense of purpose. Being connected to others is important for our mental and physical well-being. So try to organize more regular catch-ups with a friend, have dinner with your family, call a friend that you haven't seen often, walk in nature, spend time with your pets, join a group with common interests, find your tribe, very important, find your tribe to connect with others. And last but not least, do something for yourself. Most of us are living in a hectic life, running from one meeting to the next, or taking care of our loved ones, or doing housework, or running errands, or all the previous at the same time. And very rarely we take time to do things for us. And to take care of others, we need to take care of ourselves first. So treat yourself to a massage, but maybe if you don't have time, take a bath with candles and essential oils, or read a chapter of that book that you have left on your bedside table for the last month. Do some journaling, listen to a podcast, watch a show, listen to your favorite music, dance, buy yourself flowers. Do something nice for yourself today. You deserve it. So these are my 10 golden rules that I recommend for total wellness. If you need more information about nutrition and functional medicine, here's my contact information and my social media. And also, if you would like to get a tower garden to grow your own vegetables in an organic way, let me know, send me a message, and I can teach you, I can share with you how to save on your first purchase. Also, if you would like to get some of those Juice Plus capsules or protein, let me know. We have in Juice Plus is Juice Plus cares about kids' health. So when you put an order of an adult, you can sponsor a kid, like maybe your own kids. You can have a 4-month supply for free for your own child or for your grandkid or your nephew or your niece. So let me know. So, well, this is everything for me today. Thank you so much for connecting. Now I'm going to, if you have any questions, I am going to check the chat. Let me stop sharing. Okay. Thank you, Kim. Kim is saying, thanks for inviting me, Anna. This is great. Shemirad, are your tips available online or in a book form? I haven't, this is my next project. I want to write a book. I have it on my bucket list. No, not these ones, but if you send me a message, I can share them with you. Thank you, Sherman. Any other questions? You can find me at Anna@108 Wellness in Instagram, Anna108 Wellness, or my website 108concepts.com. Thank you, Sharami. Thank you. Yes, I will contact you. Thank you. I would like to share in the meantime, if anyone wants to ask more questions, so you remember the name of my company, 108. The reason I chose this name for my company is because 108 is a superstitious number. We find 108 in many, many aspects in life. For example, in astronomy, the sun, the moon, and the earth are 108 times connected. For example, the diameter of the sun is 108 times the diameter of the earth, and the distance between the moon and the sun is 108 times the distance. So everything in astrology is 108 times connected. Then in Chinese medicine, we have 108 meridians in the body. In yoga, yogis, I'm a yogi, we do 108 sun salutations and solstice. And in Korean temples, you can find 108 bells. So as you see, we find 108 is like a good luck superstitious number. So that's the reason I chose that name. I can see Laura. Okay, why more glucose in your system make you go to the bathroom more? I thought it was the opposite. Yeah, very good question, Laura. So this is because when you have a drop in your sugar, your hypoglycemia, and when you have a drop in your sugar means that you have insulin resistance, that you don't have the flexible metabolic flexibilidad metabólica in Spanish. You speak Spanish, so you understand me. This means that you have insulin resistance. So you have a drop in your blood sugar in the middle of the night, and that's what makes you get up, and then you see, okay, I go to the bathroom. But it's not because sometimes we think, oh, I drank a lot of water and I wake up. If you have your blood sugar is stable, you shouldn't be waking up in the middle of the night too often. Thank you for your question, Laura. Anyone else? I see some raised hands, but if you want to put your question in the chat, that would be great. Well, if there is no more questions, I would like just to say goodbye and thank you for joining us today to this webinar. Let me know if you have any questions by reaching out. Maria, thank you. Thank you for your words. Thank you, Shemira, for your works. And well, good night, everyone. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.